Hi everyone, Slangel here from Slangel Designs, and today I'm going to be redoing another one of the videos that has been already done, the basic granny square. Just some folks would have liked some clarification on some parts, and it had been one of the original videos I had done before I had a better camera, and some of the visuals weren't as clear, and I wasn't overly happy with the production value of it, I guess is the better way to put it. So better resolution, hopefully better description. It's the same pattern that I'll have the PDF for, that you can download for free with the pictures and everything to go along with it. And I'll have the link to that in the description box. So it's a very good foundation to have if you want to make a blanket, because you can make these as small as you want. You could make a blanket out of just one giant granny square and just keep going, change your colors, what have you. So I'm going to show you a square. These two are from before and they're identical. So if you had wanted to turn around and stitch them together, which I'll show in another video how to do that down the road, different ways to join granny squares. But I'm going to show you how to do maybe one color for part of it and then change the color, because that can make all the difference in how the granny square looks, okay? But very straightforward, very basic, good beginner project. And these, some people, you can make certain size ones, put two of them together and make like a pillow cover for decoration. You could make a tote bag. Options are pretty much endless, really. So anyway, again, patterns on the website, free PDF download, go ahead. So it calls for a 5.0 millimeter hook, which I have here today. And I just have some, oh, sorry, hit the camera. I just have some scraps of yarn left over from previous projects to show you with here. So if you want to follow along, as you can see, the granny square, there's granny clusters separated by spaces, okay? And every time you do a round, you're going to be working in the spaces from the previous row, all right? So I'm going to set those aside with your beginning color of whatever choice. This is worsted weight yarn, or 4. If you are using something other than that, you may need to adjust your hook size based on what the label on the yarn says, okay? So leave yourself a tail and just attach your yarn to your hook with a slip knot. I'm going to do this slow, actually. We're going to keep it as if no one's ever done any of this before. Okay, so to make my slip knot, I wrap the yarn around my finger again and again, pull it over, boom. Let me do that again. You can make a loop, wrap it so you have it three times around your finger. Then you're going to pull the second one over the first one, let it slip off your finger, start again. So you have your 3 loops. Pull it over, and off. Put your hook in there. There's your slip knot. Okay? So then what you're going to do, and each one of these starts the same way. You're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to move the camera a little closer so you can see that a little better. And I'm going to let it go back to our beginning here. I'll get my yarn on my hook. So we're going to yarn over, pull through, that's 1 chain, yarn over, pull through, that's 2, yarn over, pull through for 3, yarn over, and pull through for 4. That's your chain 4. The first one, the one where you attached your yarn to your hook, that does not count, okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to make a loop by putting it into the first chain yarn over and pull up, and then pull through the loop on your hook. It doesn't look like much right now, but you do have a center ring in there, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to chain 3, so yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. That counts as your first double crochet, okay? That's the first double crochet of the first granny cluster. So in the center ring, we're going to work 2 more double crochets. So that's yarn over, put your hook in through the center, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 on there, yarn over, pull through just the first 2, yarn over and pull through the second 2. That's a double crochet. Now we need to do that one more time. Yarn over, hook goes in through the middle, put your yarn over your hook and pull through the loop so you have your 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We have just made our first granny cluster, okay? Then we're going to chain 3 to make our corner. 1, 2, 3, okay? Now, to make the second granny cluster, we're going to keep working in that center spot, all right? We're going to put 3 more double crochets. So yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop so that you've got your 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. We're going to do that 2 more times so we can finish off this cluster. Yarn over, hook goes in the middle, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. Second double crochet is done. Okay, so yarn over, hook goes in through the center, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, second 2. We now have 3, which is our granny cluster. So now we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and that makes the corner, as you can see right here, okay? So now we're going to go back into that center. It's going to get kind of tight, but that's okay. We're going to put another 3 double crochets in there. So yarn over, hook goes in, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. There's your first double crochet of that cluster. So we need to do 2 more. Yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up your loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. That's our second double crochet. So yarn over, hook goes in the center, yarn over and pull up your loop, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, whoop. Get back to where we were, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We've got our next granny cluster done. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So that'll be our corner. So now we're gonna go, we have to make our 4th and final granny cluster of the base here. Yarn over, hook in the middle, yarn over and pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 more times. So yarn over, in through the center, bring up your loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and 1 more time. Yarn over, in through the center, yarn over, bring up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Now we still need to do the chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then what you're going to do is you had the chain 3 at the beginning, which counted as your first double crochet. You need to find the top So 1, 2, 3. It's hard to see with the yarn covering it there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you can tell when you're looking here at the chains, you can see there's like a V. Each stitch, each chain makes almost a V shape. Okay, so this was the first one. Here's your second. Into this third one, we're going to put our hook in. We didn't yarn over, but we're going to pull, we're going to yarn over once we put our hook through, pull through the stitch and pull through the stitch on the hook. We just slip stitch it to the beginning. Okay, so now that completes the first round. So to go to the next round, we're going to chain 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason that's different, that's going to count as the first double crochet and a chain 1 space. So, and you'll see why when we get towards the end there. So in the next chain 3 space, which is our corner, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you've got your 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to yarn over, because that completed our first double crochet. Yarn over into that corner space, yarn over and pull up your loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And one more time. Yarn over into the corner space, yarn over and pull up your loop for 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's the first set of granny clusters for this corner. So now we're going to chain 1. No, sorry, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I was getting ahead of myself because we have to make the corner. So we're going to put 3 double crochets in there again. Yarn over, put your hook in the corner, yarn over and pull up, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So one more time, yarn over, hook goes in through this corner space, yarn over, pull up your loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And one more time to complete that granny cluster. So yarn over into the corner space, yarn over and pull up your loop for your 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we do a chain 1, and that is to get us over this set of granny clusters. So then what you're going to do in each corner, what you did here. So we're going to go back in with 3 double crochets. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 3 to do our corner. 1, 2, 3, and right back into that corner space we're going to put another granny cluster. So we're going to yarn over, hook in the corner, yarn over and pull up a loop for our 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So we just completed that corner with our granny cluster of 3 double crochets, or chain 3, and then 3 double crochets, but now we're going to chain 1, and we're going right back into the next corner space. We're going to put 3 double crochets. I'm going to do this corner a little quicker. You can always rewind it if you need to see it a little slower, or slow down the playback.
Oh my God.
I'm used to using the ergonomic crochet hooks that have the thicker handle. I couldn't find my 5.0, must be in with another project. All right, so we just finished the corner there with our 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets. So now we're going to chain 1, which gets us over the granny cluster here, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in this corner space. So there's the 3. We're going to chain 3. Now, because this counted, our initial chain 4 counted as the first double crochet and the chain 1 space, we only need to do 2 in the corner space now to complete the cluster. So yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. There's the double crochet made, and one more time. And then what you're going to do is find the third, 1, 2, 3. Put your hook in. We haven't, when I put my hook in to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, I'm not yarning over. I'm just, as it's on my hook, I'm going 1, 2, 3, finding that top of that chain where the chain 3 would be. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And there you can see here, we just did our 2 double crochets, but we had started with the chain 4. So the chain 4 counted as the first double crochet, which was the 3, and then we have our chain 1. So that's the second round done. Okay. So now for the third round, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice we didn't do a chain 4. That's, my yarn's all split. Okay. That's because when we start this row, we're right into where we need to be we don't need to skip over a cluster. We're going to go right in the chain 1 space and put our double crochet. And then again. So you're not rotating your work, flipping it back and forth. This is with the good side facing you always, okay? So now that we've got our cluster, we're going to chain 1, and then we're over to the corner space again, okay? So that means 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and right back into that corner space with 3 more double crochets. 2, 3. So there's our corner done, and it makes a nice sharp corner. So then we have a cluster we have here, chain 1, and then we're going to go into the next chain 1 space from below, yarn over, hook goes in, yarn over, pull up the 3rd loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, first double crochet done, 2nd double crochet, and 3rd double crochet. Chain 1 to get over this cluster here, which brings us to the corner. Your corner is always going to be 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So we're going to go in with 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then back in with 3 more double crochets in that exact same space, that corner space. Then we're going to chain 1 so we can get over this next group of cluster. And then in the next chain 1 space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1, which brings us back to the next corner. As you grow your square, the number of spaces between corners gets bigger too, right? So you're not going to hit that corners off. Like, you'll still have 4 corners obviously, but it'll take a little longer to get to each corner. So we're going to put 3 double crochets. I'll go a little slower here. chain 3, and then 3 double crochets, and that'll finish that corner. So we have to chain 1 to get over the next granny cluster, and then we're going to go in with 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space from the row below. Chain 1, back to that next corner. So 3 double crochets, a chain 3, and then in the exact same corner space, back in with 3 more double crochets. And then we have to get over this cluster, all right? So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top of that starting chain 3 we did. So it was a chain 3, we need to get to the top, so 1, 2, 3. Again, you can see those the V each stitch makes. So 1, 2, 3, we're going in here. Yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. Now, let's say you want to change colors. I need my scissors. We're going to cut that, leave a bit of a tail to weave your work in, and we're going to yarn over and just pull it through and pinch it tight. So now we're going to take our next color. I'm going to make my loop, attach my yarn to my hook with that slip knot, just like I did originally. Then we're going to attach it to our work. Now, what I like to do is start in a corner, okay? So then I'm going to, by attaching it, I have it on my hook. I'm going to put my hook through, yarn over and pull up, and pull up. That does not count as a stitch. That is just attaching the yarn to the hook. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet in our corner clusters, okay? So now what I also like to do, because we're going to have a fair bit going on in this corner, is kind of get my yarn buried underneath my working yarn. So we're going to put 2 more double crochets in for this cluster. So yarn over, hook goes in, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's another double crochet done. Then I'm going to yarn over, hook goes through, yarn over, pull up. So I have my 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's the first cluster of our corner, but we need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And go right back into that corner space with 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And that makes our corner. And you can see I kind of tucked the yarn tail in behind, but we'll leave it because you'll want to weave it in a little bit more than that. Okay, but at least it kind of tidies it and tucks it down. So now we're going to chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space from the row below, and again I'm going to try to get this tail tucked under. Yarn over, pull up, 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Then we're going to chain 1 and go to the next chain 1 space from the row below and put in 3 more double crochets. So by the end of this, you're going to be very proficient and an expert with the double crochet and the chaining. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, right into the next corner. 3 double crochets. You can see how it's very repetitive, and once you get the hang of it, you can go pretty quickly. Then we're going to chain 3 and 3 double crochets right back in that same corner space. And then we're going to chain 1 because we have to get over that next granny cluster. Next space, we're going to go in with the 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next chain 1 space from the row below. So you see how it's very repetitive. There's only kind of a difference between the first round and the second round, with each start with a chain 4 instead of the chain 3, but every row after that is pretty much identical. We're over to the corner, so we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets, all in that corner space. I know I'm going a little faster now because hopefully you've seen and understood the double crochet, and if not, you can go back and watch that part again. So then we'll chain 1 and then 3 double crochets in the next spot. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. My little ball of yarn's all over the place here. Chain 1 and then 3 double crochets. And with granny squares, if you make just a giant one, or if you make a bunch of different ones and put them together, 1, 2, 3, depending on how you want to finish off with a border and stuff, you can make it very unique depending on what kind of borders you put on. And I'm going to start doing some tutorials on just different borders, because not every blanket, there's been times where I've done a pattern where I liked the blanket, but I didn't like the border that the person, the designer may have put on it. I've just done my own. I may have had a pattern of a border that I liked from before, from a different project, and I'm like, that would look cute on this. I'll throw that on there instead, and it works. So, all right, so this is the last cluster here of this row, but we need to chain 1, find the top of the chain 3 that we did after we attached our yarn, so you can kind of see there's the first one, second one, the third one's at the top here. A little trickier to see. And then we attach. And if you wanted to turn around and change colors again, you could do that again, or you could keep going. So it's fairly straightforward once you get the hang of it. Let me just zoom back out. Oh, wrong way. There we go. See a little better. So, like, what I would do is, if you were adding a different color or whatever, say you wanted to have a navy, you could have a navy and each one with a navy round, and use that navy color to join your squares with and make a border. It would be very pretty. Now, the thing is, if you had 2 squares like this, you're going to end up with a 2 width of whatever your final color is. That would mean to me, when you're making your border, you're going to have to put around just a single row of double crochets, because that will keep your distance equal. I hope that makes sense. Because basically, you would have, let me flip this way. Get the yarn out of the way. When you join your squares, you have a width of 2, right? So you put a row of double crochets around your border so that your border is the same width as what your final squares are together, if that makes sense. So this is the basic granny square. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment sections and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And again, I'm going to have some videos coming up down the road showing how different ways to join granny squares, because sometimes the way you join them can make all the difference in the blanket as well, and there are many, many options out there. So again, you could make multiple squares, or if you're getting just used to the whole granny square concept, make one giant granny square, or make 4 bigger ones and attach the 4 of them together. Totally up to yourself, okay? And something you can also do as well, and this is a little more advanced, but let me just cut my yarn here so it's not in my way. I'm going to show you something here real quick. There, so it's not going to come apart. I have also in the past joined them so that I have strips like this, but I alternate them so that I end up with like triangles in the end. So this is the beginner basic crochet granny square. Quite simple once you get the hang of it. If you're new to it, I think you'll find this works up fairly quickly, and it's a good tool and a good pattern for learning. You'll do so many double crochets and chains that you'll be able to do it in your sleep. So, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already liked or subscribed, please do so. It really helps out. And I will be getting back to hopefully some more regular videos. Things have been hectic around here, so the number of videos that were coming out was almost non-existent. So we're going to hop back into that, I think. So if there's something you would like to see more of, like certain types of patterns or whatever, or basic stitch work, let me know, and it gives me a direction to go as to what might be of benefit to folks. But other than that, take care, happy crocheting, and let me know how you get along and where you're watching from in the comments. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.